Hello, Dr. Childress here. So in this video segment regarding books from my garage, I'm going to pull out an interesting set of books. Now, these books are not something I had before encountering parental alienation. These are books I have acquired since encountering parental alienation to try to make sense of it, to try to understand the pathology. So I thought it would be interesting to share with people where Dr. Childress's mind is. So you know personality pathology, family systems therapy, attachment trauma, okay. I know all that stuff and I'm applying all that stuff and assessment. Everybody's aware of what I'm doing on that end. But where is Dr. Childress actually going? Where is the cutting edge on me and what I'm looking at? And so I thought I'd share the books that I've gotten since encountering this pathology that I find valuable. One of the first ones is Simon Baron-Cohen, The Science of Evil, on Empathy and the Origins of Cruelty. Simon Baron-Cohen grounded all of this in the scientific evidence. That's why it's the science of evil. And so it's all grounded, and it's the empathy research on empathy. And empathy is an interesting system. We know where it comes from early childhood. We got it. It's intersubjectivity. There's a number of features. We know how to create it. We know how to do it. It's disturbing when it goes bad. I used to work in the foster care system. I've seen trauma impact, and when you get an absence of empathy, it is extremely concerning regarding the implications for development. We never ever want to see an absence of empathy. That's what makes it so striking as I entered the world of this high conflict divorce, and I sit with a kid who has no empathy, and that's a significant problem. Now, this actual child does have empathy. It's just being suppressed and it's just being twisted around, whereas my early childhood kid, that trauma, that impacted the networks per se, and so they were the psychopath in making. These kids in parental alienation are not psychopaths. They have empathy. It's just it's being suppressed. It's just no evidence of it. But The Science of Evil, the origins of cruelty, the absence of empathy on that. And so he lays out the neurological structure for it. And interestingly, the sadism, which is the line I'm following over into the terrorist mind, the pathological hatred, pathological violence, they have empathy for the victim. It's just twisty because the rest of us have empathy and feel identification, and it hurts us to vicariously feel their hurt. We don't like it, their suffering. The sadist actually is gratified by it. And so it's kind of like the sexual pervert who likes shoes or something. So they're getting sexual gratification out of shoes. So this sadist is getting gratification out of suffering. So they have empathy. It's just twisty. And so tracing out those empathy neural networks and those empathy links are interesting with this pathology. And so there's The Science of Evil by Sacha Baron Cohen, and the other primary book on evil is this Baumeister, Evil Inside Human Violence and Cruelty. So that is one domain that I'm looking into, is the actual science of evil. What is it? Which gives you an indication of what I think about this pathogen. It's a pretty nasty stuff. The other one is Aaron Beck, Prisoners of Hate, The Cognitive Basis of Anger, Hostility, and Violence. Aaron Beck, again, is one of the top kahuna in professional psychology. If Aaron Beck, who's also written that book on cognitive therapy with personality disorder, if Aaron Beck has written a book about the pathology you're treating, read Aaron Beck. I mean, my goodness gracious, this is the top cognitive psychologist ever. The Prisoners of Hate offers a profound analysis of a most pressing human challenge, the causes and prevention of hatred. Of many important books Aaron Beck has written, this may be his greatest gift to humanity. And you're not even reading it. Okay, and you're dealing with an angry, grumpy kid who hates. And then the other one, the first one I got was this William Galen, Hatred. Okay. And so this again is Hatred, the Psychological Descent into Violence. So the idea of pathological anger and pathological violence. So we have the hatred line of that, and the evil line of that pathology, and so that gives you a sense of how I respond to this. And let me just end by framing up this one impactful experience with this pathology, which is recognizing that this parent, the allied parent, narcissistic borderline parent, is so angry and vengeful towards the targeted parent that what they are doing is they are killing that parent's child. That parent used to have a child. The targeted parent used to have a child before the divorce. But now, 2 years after the divorce, they don't have a child anymore. They never get to see their child. They never interact with it. They're not a parent. They've lost their child. That child is dead to them for all intents and purposes, psychologically dead. And I went, oh my God, that is the worst thing I have ever heard. One person is so angry at their ex-spouse that they go and kill that other person's child. Oh my God. That's the worst thing I have ever heard. To kill someone's child because you're angry at them. And what makes it even more twisted is that they use the child as the instrument to murder that parent's child. And so they're using the child to kill their own mother or to kill their own father psychologically. That's just evil. And so that's where I started down this line of research on that, trying to understand what's going on with that. That's pretty messed up. That narcissistic borderline evil quality. And then there's also went on different lines to the malignant narcissist, and then sadistic kinds of stuff as well. My research into the sadistic line is emotionally a little tough. It's not a pleasant place to go into understanding that level of twisty kind of violence, anger, gratification from creating suffering. It's a little bit of a concern. So those are that set of books from my garage regarding just pathology and this pathology.